Yeah. Club 50 Sports back at you. Manny, we just had the NFL draft this past weekend, and we all, myself included, expected to hear a certain name on Thursday night.
Yeah.
One Shadeur Sanders. But not only did we not hear his name on Thursday night, we didn't hear his name on Friday, and it took us well into Saturday to
Mhm.
actually hear the Sanders name being called. Manny, he was drafted fifth in the fifth round by the Cleveland Browns. My question to you is that a good landing spot for him? And can Shador potentially end up being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, which would ultimately make this a great landing spot for him, regardless of what round he was drafted?
I don't. I kind of wanted him to land with New Orleans because Derek Carr was out for the year. Derek Carr is he has like something in his shoulder that he's gonna be out for the year. That would have given him a pretty good clear path to win the starting job. You go to Cleveland, Adam, and let me tell you something, Adam. As bad as Deshaun Watson looked last year, I still think that he has a good chance to start this year for the Browns. Adam. Now, if you say what you are that you are, like you come and you say that you're cocky, that you're the franchise, that hey, I can make a franchise win. Well, this is your chance right now to shine, my friend. I need you to go into preseason and kill it, like Jaden Daniels did last year. You need to be that's do you gotta do the same thing that Daniels did last year in the preseason for you to have a slight chance to start over the Sean Watson. Because for me, the Sean Watson looked horrible last year. Horrible. And I'm not sure if he's gonna bounce back, if his NFL career is going to bounce back, Adam. But you know what they say, Adam? Whenever you get drafted in the fifth round, that means that you're a backup quarterback. Even though we all know that that's not the case with this dude because he was supposed to be drafted top five in the NFL or even top 20, Adam. He is what they say a top 20 overall talent in the NFL draft. So, for my opinion, I think he has a good chance, not a great chance, but a good chance to win the starting job in Cleveland. We'll see what happens, though. Well, what do you say?
You must be out your mind, is what I say. You must be crazy.
Okay,
I'm
talk.
gonna I'm gonna tell you this.
Even with Deshaun Watson looking horrible last year,
The
horrible.
with Deshaun Watson looking horrible is the reason why Cleveland is a dumpster fire. Deshaun Watson looked so bad last year that not only did they draft Shador, they also drafted Gabriel in the third round before him, which to me was
I don't know.
also which it was also just crazy. Now, let's just go back to Sanders real quick. I have never ever in my life seen such a precipitous drop in a draft for a player who they had in commercials. Tell me what draft pick that you can think of off the top of your head who was drafted in the fifth round was in highlight commercials for the 2025 or any draft year that they were. This kid was in commercials for the draft. How does he land in the fifth round? I have no idea. I'm not gonna. Maybe it's anti-nepotism, but the NFL is filled with nepotism. We all see that. Look at the Joneses. You can look at the Maras. Nepotism is all over the place when it comes to the National Football League. We can say that, oh well, the bravado. He's too cocky. Well, guess what? Baker Mayfield was cocky. He got drafted first round. Johnny Manziel, he was drafted before the fifth round. I can tell you that much. I think he might have fell to like the second or third. But what is the problem with a kid who comes from a pedigree We're talking about one of the best athletes that we've ever seen on a football field or any field. Let's just put it that way. We know he has no off the field issues.
Mm-mm.
What's the problem? Because he has confidence, because he's a young black man with confidence, that's a problem now? Give me a break. And we all know Deion Sanders, he was flashy as well. Remind me, did Deion Sanders ever have any off the field issues?
No.
Did we ever have any issues of him being a bad teammate or a locker room saying that they didn't like Deion Sanders? He was revered. He was loved by all of his teammates, just like his son is. They're cut from the same cloth. So I don't understand what the fear is when it comes to this young man coming from this pedigree and them knowing the way the Sanders moves. They move with confidence, but they also stay out of trouble and they work really, really hard. That gets you a 5th round pick. Now, going back to the question, can he win the starting job? Yes. Cleveland is a dumpster fire when it comes to quarterbacks. Now, Deshaun Watson should never see the football field as a starter again. We've seen enough. We've seen enough of the nonsense. Okay, go get a massage or something. I don't know. There's nothing else Deshaun Watson needs to show us at this point. Also, why they drafted another quarterback before they got Shadeur. Maybe it was an insurance thing, and maybe they were just, I don't know what they were thinking. But Shadeur, like you stated, is a first round
talent.
Absolutely. And there's no reason why he doesn't go in there with the Sanders pedigree and with the Sanders work ethic and bravado and confidence that he holds. This kid can make the throws. He can do what it takes. And I think that he starts game one. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't start game one because I would like for somebody else to I'd like to see him get a few. Yeah, I would like to see that. But would I be surprised that he could start day one? I wouldn't. And I think that he's the best choice that the Cleveland Browns have right now. The dumpster's on fire.
Adam, we'll see what happens, Adam. But he does have a good chance to be the starter. Hopefully, I want to see progression, Adam. Throughout training camp, I want to hear his name throughout preseason. Because if you show me, if I don't hear your fucking name going into September, that means that you are a how do you call it? There's a word for that, Adam. I cannot right now come up with it. But you failed them. You failed us. You failed us like us fans.
Again, you can't go there yet. Again, this is a rookie quarterback. We've seen rookie quarterbacks struggle for first year, 2 years, 3 years. Nobody should expect this guy to go out there and be Joe Montana or Tom Brady. That should not be the expectation. Just like anybody else, Sanders should be given a certain time frame for growing pains. This is the National Football League, but we've seen this kid go from Jackson State, make it a relevant organization or program, and then we see him go to a 1-11 Colorado Buffalo team, and yeah, they only won 3 games the next year. I think this last year they won like 6 or 7 games, whatever it is. You see progression, and in college you don't get a quick turnaround when it comes to progression because most of these kids are not there for long enough for that turnaround to take place. The seniors are gone, and then you got to start with juniors, sophomores, and underclassmen. But we've seen teams get better with him under center. My expectation is no different for the Cleveland Browns. Get Deshaun Watson out of there and let this kid do what he does.
My only advice to him, Adam, is don't hold on to the ball too much because you're gonna get murdered in this league if you do that.
Well, again, not to extend this. Cleveland needs to get him some protection because nobody talks about that either. In Colorado, this man had nothing but Swiss cheese on his line. There was holes throughout the line. And yes, he did. He was sacked more than any other quarterback in FBS, I believe, last
Yeah.
year. But the fact of the matter is that nobody was pinning those on Sanders for holding the ball. He had like straight gunners coming untouched,
Yeah.
getting straight there to him. So all his offensive line didn't do was roll out the red carpet, because that was the last step that they would have needed for those defensive tackles and those blitzing corners. The only thing that they needed to do more was just roll out the red carpet and say, "Oh, look, there he is, right there. Go get him," because that offensive line also was not the best. Shadeur, there's not on when it comes to game film, there was nothing anybody really said outside of him maybe not being all that athletic, but the kid can play. The film showed it, and for whatever reason, he fell to the fifth round. But that's another topic for another day.
Guys, you heard the man. We're gonna find out what happens with your doors in the fall, guys. But please like the content, subscribe to the channels, get us up to 100 quick, guys. As we'll be here every single week, giving you guys this show that we love. Adam, say a couple of words to the crowd.
Let's go, guys. You heard the man. Do what you got to do. Make sure you click below, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We appreciate you for doing so in advance, and we thank you for watching Club 50 Sports. It's your boy A Dub. It's Manny C, and we out.